Obama's a little more than a surrogate of Bush, wouldn't you say?
Well,
here on page 59, you say parallels in this country to what the Germans were facing in the 1930s.
Yeah. No, it's very serious what's going on. It's not over yet. And it's extremely important for the American people to realize what a serious situation we're in. I mean, we talk about a movement for accountability. It's a movement for democracy. I would call it, it is a movement for the soul of our country. We are so rapidly losing our democracy. Some would say we don't have it anymore at all, in fact, that we're actually a plutocracy ruled by the very rich, that the president gets his way on everything, and we're just sort of passive observers. So we're at a very, very critical point.
It's not really much different from the Roman Empire. The Roman emperors were, after all, elected. They did have elections, even during the empire.
Well, there's a constitutional scholar and professor at Mount Holyoke University, Christopher Pyle, who's written a book called Getting Away with Torture. Good book. And he says, we live in an elected monarchy, and that people better just wake up. And I mean, he goes so far to say that, now he wrote this section, I think, when Bush was still in office, that the president is a warlord, and he has at his disposal, he has the CIA, the military, and he can do whatever he damn well please to get his way. That's very serious. So
and the idea of an elected monarchy, that's not new. In the Middle Ages, Poland was an elected monarchy. The kings were elected.
Yeah, so, I mean, we pride ourselves on living in the greatest democracy the world has ever known. Well, no longer, and it's going to get worse. That's the thing. I think we came perilously close to fascism. I think that the parallels to Nazi Germany are becoming more and more striking. And therefore, it absolutely behooves us Americans to start to understand the place that we're at right now and to try to oppose it. Well, people say, well, what can I do? Well, you can, there are democracy groups sprouting up all over New England, for instance, where people are really looking at this and trying to figure out how they can bring democracy back on a local level. There's protests against the war. I mean, eventually the people in power have to listen to us, the people, because they know they're in a minority and we're in a majority. But the complacency that began to settle in after Obama's election is, on the one hand, understandable. People were very relieved. They thought that change truly was coming. But I think more and more now people are realizing that that may not be the case and that they've got to start being vigilant again. I've got an appendix in the back of the book, 10 pages, where I give all sorts of different groups and their contact information, whether they're bloggers and websites and lawyers groups and the media. These are all people who actively believe that we've got to challenge the status quo or we're going to lose it. And I maintain, and it doesn't matter what your issue is, maybe it's healthcare, maybe it's the environment, maybe it's jobs, maybe it's economy, but if you have no control over your government, you're not going to get to first base. And so it's very, very essential that, what better place than in Vermont to really take this seriously, get involved in the accountability movement, and insist that our elected officials abide by the rule of law.
Well, your book, The People versus Bush, is 241 pages long and sells for $20. It's published in Vermont by Chelsea Green Publishing. Chelsea Green.
Yeah, Chelsea Green.
Published in White River Junction. And Chelsea is committed to preserving ancient forests and natural resources. They and their partner Thompson Shore have printed the book on 30% post-consumer recycled paper and processed chlorine-free, thereby saving 24 trees, 8 million BTUs of greenhouse gases, and 10,915 gallons of wastewater, and 663 pounds of solid waste. So people should definitely buy it.
That's right, for that reason alone.
Can people buy it in most bookstores and on Amazon.com?
Well, I can definitely get it on Amazon.com, they can also go to either Chelsea Green or my website, which is easy to remember, peoplevbush.com, and link to Chelsea Green so they can order it from their website. The books are still getting out in the stores. This is, this is brand new, and it takes a while for the stores to order. And I would just encourage people to buy the book. At the very least, it'd be wonderful if a lot of people bought this book, because then it would send a message that they really care, that they want to get educated on this issue of accountability, and they want to restore their democracy. Chelsea Green, I chose Chelsea Green specifically. I wanted a Vermont publisher. I knew that they are feisty and brave. And they started out as a publisher of books on sustainability, much like what you just read, and they've since branched out into doing political books. So it's great to support your local publisher, not just if you're a Vermont audience, not just your local author. But I hope people read the book. I hope you spread the word. I'm told now that, I was just told yesterday, that the right-wingers are starting to attack it on Amazon.com, and so I hope that I'll get more of people that agree with me to put their reviews up there, because what people say on that Amazon.com is very crucial. And I was waiting for when this was going to happen. It's happening now. The right is starting, I've been told, to get very active and attack me. So I need your help, folks, if you want to.
Well, Charlotte, I want to thank you for coming today. I understand that you're now teaching at Johnson State College.
Yes, that's true.
What are your plans for the future? Is there a website where people can learn more about your work and the progress in prosecuting Bush?
Well, my website, People v. Bush, will keep people updated. Right now, I'm so involved in just promoting the book, letting people know about its existence. Bush's Bugliosi book was completely sort of covered up. The media would not review it, and I fear that the same thing may be happening with this. So what I'm relying on is the net roots, the internet, and that way, and gradually the word is getting out, and word of mouth is happening. So whether the big guys take it up, who knows? It makes them a little nervous. The very powerful are going to be nervous about a book like this. So we have to rely on each other. And that's what happened to Bugliosi's book. It became a national bestseller just through people power, word of mouth, getting on alternative media. That's what I have to do. We'll see. I do teach a course with my husband, Intro to Politics at Johnson, and I'm really enjoying that very much. One thing I'm learning is that the students are coming into the class knowing very little about politics. That's very distressing. It's like, what happened to our civics lessons? The powers that be want people to be uneducated. They want people to not care about the future of our democracy. And so it's a constant battle to say it's critical to our future, to our grandchildren, to live in a free country. You need to get involved and show some political will. So get involved in politics, run for office, read this book, support civil rights groups. There are many different things that you can do. Demand from your elected representatives that you want the criminals to be held to account. I think actually Senator Leahy is about to convene some new hearings on the torture lawyers. So keep your eyes on that, and we'll see.
Well, I decided to take your advice, Charlotte, and I'm running for the Vermont State Senate. And in November, everyone can vote for me if they live in Chittenden County.
Yeah.
For the Vermont State Senate.
Well, that's what you got to do. And by the way, if you run for office, the American people take you more seriously. It is one of the best vehicles if you really strongly believe in certain issues, try it. I have to tell you, I really enjoyed my race for Attorney General. I loved getting out there and talking the issues and meeting people. So that's definitely a way to go. I think there's going to be a lot of that in the upcoming elections because there's so much anger there with incumbents. So, good luck to you, Terry.
Well, thank you, Charlotte.
And thank you for having me on. It's been most enjoyable.
Thank you. Well, for everyone at home, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back again next month with another edition of Vermont Today. Thank you.